How losing the Champions League final changed Jurgen Klopp's entire philosophy. Let's go back to just over a year ago. The aftermath. After the final, you had certain publications and even some fans who were wondering whether Klopp really had what it takes to bring Liverpool back to where they belong. And you could understand, having lost 6 finals in a row, it was a volatile situation, and you can see in this press conference just before the last Champions League final how Klopp might have felt about that.
Do you think I have an unlucky career?
Not necessarily. I think, you've had certain things go against you.
I'm a normal human being, huh? So if I would now sit in a room and think, it's all about me, I'm the reason, then I really would, then that's, if I would see myself as a loser or whatever, then we all would have a problem. But I don't see that like this.
You can tell by Klopp's strange sort of defensive response that he feared falling into the tag of the lovable loser. So, how did Klopp go about changing this perception? Marquee signings. After losing the Champions League final, a lot of Liverpool fans were hurting. But the upper management, Klopp, everyone involved in sorting out Liverpool and bringing it back to where they want to be, they knew that they would be back. They knew that they were willing to do whatever it takes to be back. So a few days after the Champions League final, Liverpool spent just over £40 million on Fabinho from Monaco. And this was one of the first in a series of actions that signaled that Liverpool were not here to play. They are not here to just be a grateful participant. A few days after the World Cup had ended, Liverpool also went ahead and broke the world record transfer fee for a goalkeeper and signed Alisson Becker. For the first time in Klopp's career, he had spent big to address the team's biggest weaknesses. This signaled that Klopp and Liverpool wanted to get rid of the idea of being known as the underdogs. If Liverpool were to fail, it'll be because they underperformed and not because their little fairy tale story was over. Liverpool was making a statement. No more Mr. Nice Guy. We all know Klopp as the always smiling, lovable, cool manager you'd love to have a beer with. This was especially true in Klopp's first 2 years when Liverpool were the net spend kings and the media darlings. It wasn't uncommon to see Klopp very animated on the touchline and just comfortable with being the funny German guy. While that's still true to an extent, he's established a clear boundary between himself and the players, and he's not afraid of ruining a relationship with a player or ruining a player's confidence by benching him if he feels that's what's best for the team. The last 2 seasons, and last season especially, we've seen Klopp develop into a more straight-faced, pragmatic manager who's happy to laugh once the hard work is finished. This is proof that Klopp has learned how to use his vibrant personality as a tool, as a reward, something to be earned. And it's something that the players understand and they've embraced it. The beauty in winning ugly. The one thing that has defined Klopp throughout his career, and especially at the beginning of his Liverpool career, is the almost religious devotion to playing an all-out, high-risk brand of football that makes his teams an enjoyable must-watch for neutrals. And it wasn't uncommon to see this sort of image or meme shared around after Liverpool had gotten one of those 4-3, 5-4 sort of wins. All jokes aside, that sort of approach is good when you're a team playing for as many points as possible with no clear targets for the season. When you're planning on challenging Man City in the league and reaching back-to-back Champions League finals, however, that style of play becomes too erratic and unreliable. The reason Liverpool went from 4th with 75 points to 2nd with 97 is simply because of a change in approach. Klopp learned that 2 boring 1-0s are worth more than a 4-3 versus Man City followed by a 1-0 loss versus Swansea. When you play such a high intensity, all guns blazing sort of match like we played against Man City, it takes a lot out of the players, especially the attackers. So it's not a surprise that when the next match comes up, especially in such a short space of time, the team is too drained. And it's quite obvious to see that we didn't have much of that happen this year. The only attacker who was injured for relatively large amounts of time was Firmino, and even then it was for about 2 weeks at most at a given time. Liverpool have gone from the exciting team with a few big wins per season that suggests they could challenge if and maybe to a team that is in control of the game, never under any real pressure, and capable of letting a match fizzle out if it ensures that the result wanted is achieved. The performance we saw in the Champions League final this year was just a manifestation of Klopp's constant evolution of Liverpool Football Club.